wife Margaret and I heard the story of an alcoholic and an ice addict, and it was put on our hearts that something needed to be done.
I'm the mother of two beautiful daughters. Unfortunately, my oldest daughter chose a path of addiction. She's currently addicted to ice. My journey began on February the 29th, 2015. Hadn't seen her for a few days. She came home. She was acting very strange, very erratic. She just wanted me to cuddle her, so I did, and I felt her heart racing, couldn't breathe, so I rang an ambulance. I pulled a nurse aside and asked her what was going on, and she said, she's tested positive for methamphetamines. Not knowing what that was, I asked, and 3 little letters has changed my world forever.
There's a significant need for a drug rehab centre in Gippsland, because at this point we don't have any formal rehab or restart centres in Gippsland at all. So the demographic here, we actually unfortunately do have a high significant rate of drug taking, and also the issues that happen in community. So something like a restart facility allows people to actually have a protected space to get their lives back in order.
We need to break that cycle. We need to change the situation where people either end up in jail or back on the street, or have nowhere to go when they come out of a detox centre. There is nowhere east of Melbourne where Gippslanders can go, and Melbourne itself is overcrowded. I know of people that have gone all the way to Perth to get rehabilitated. We should be doing it closer to home.
The day we visited Odyssey House changed the whole complex. And from then on, what was a vision became a reality.
Odyssey House is a residential rehabilitation, and it's for anyone that is 18 years and over that suffers from substance abuse or addiction of drug and alcohol. And the best method I think that we use here is what we call community as method. Essentially that's a peer-based model where the peers look after each other and talk to each other and communicate what they need to resolve their conflict, etc. So it's really about trying to support people to give each other a hand up rather than an organisation giving someone a hand out.
I came to be at Odyssey House after about 10 years of pretty severe drug use. I was spiralling out of control, getting in trouble with police, losing all of my relationships with my family and my friends, and I checked myself into Odyssey. I started the process of trying to become a resident of the house.
Since being with Odyssey, I've embraced the house as my own, upholding standards, values and commitment to the program.
This is my house. I live here with my mum. I like doing ping pong. I like doing cartwheels. I like going on the parents' outings. Sometimes we go to the beach. I like the children's centre.
Before coming to Odyssey House, I'd lost everything, including my children and my home. Since coming to Odyssey House, I have hope that I can regain all of the things that I've lost.
The activities that I was involved in at Odyssey House were mainly the art program on a Saturday. The more art and so forth, and the more ways you are able to express yourself, the better you can do that with people. I was a burden on my family and getting into trouble with the law and so forth. I'm now giving back to the community, whereas before it was the polar opposite. And it's basically down to the core values that are taught here and that are part of day-to-day life in Odyssey House, which is accountability for yourself, for your feelings, for your impact on others, for your actions, the integrity and honesty of your emotions. So places like Odyssey House, that's how they change people, that's how they improve people, and that's what they do for the community around them.
This job is incredible in that you really see people transition from somewhere of no hope to having hope. And there's actually research that does suggest that people come in with low life expectancy and skills to a place where they're actually higher than average once they've been in a facility like this. And that higher than average hope really is an amazing thing to be a part of, and it's such a privilege to be present to people changing their lives in that way.
The plan for the Hope Centre is that we take substance abusers through a complete circle back into productive, community-minded citizens. We take with them the carers, families, and bring the whole unit back together again.
Rather than criminalising it, we need to treat people. It's more cost effective for the community, it's better for the addicts, it's better for the families that belong to those addicts. It makes the whole society more productive.
From my perspective, it's clear we need it, and if we can get this concept up to the ground, it'll be of great benefit to Gippsland.
The window of opportunity with addicts is very, very small, and when they're ready and they're screaming out for help, you have to be able to get them the help they need there and then, because if you wait, you just lose them again until next time. And it's frustrating for the addicts as well, because they do want to get help. They don't like being addicted, they just can't help it.
A lot of the rehabs are private, which means that it's very expensive. I was speaking to a lady the other day who spent $90,000. She said, we will never be able to pay that debt, but we have our daughter back. And this is vital. The need for residential rehab in particular in this area is extreme, particularly if it's government funded and the cost to the individual is covered. People that can't find that sort of money. And that's the aim of the Hope Centre.